Alrighty, welcome everybody back to our podcast with the Babins. Today, it's going to be a fun episode. We have, you guys have been doing real estate for about 15 years and have seen some things. I've been doing it for about 5. So
we have seen some things.
We have seen some things, met some interesting people.
Things that we did not want to see.
I've seen things I don't want to see again.
Exactly.
I know, yeah. So today I just kind of wanted to talk about, like, just share some of our good real estate stories. I know every real estate agent's got some. I mean, you're going in people's houses and all sorts of stuff. So
We do. Yes.
Yeah.
So why don't you share, I think we discussed earlier about you had a really funny story. Actually, you were showing some of my clients
correct.
some houses locally, and they are the cutest little couple. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this is a couple years ago. You guys were both out of town, and you had just gotten a new car. And
Nice.
of course, when you guys are out of town and you leave the keys to your new car and ask me to show your clients' houses, I'm going to use your new car.
What?
So anyways, get the keys. Mom calls, hey, show my client these houses. Super cute young couple. Great. I'm showing them houses. We arrive at this one house. Super cute. There's literally a doe nursing her fawn in the front yard.
Oh my
It's like
gosh.
so picturesque. And I'm like, this is their house. It's so cute. We go inside the house. Inside the house, okay. We were in there maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. It was really quick. It was a small house, not that cute. Get in your car, back out the driveway, start going down the street, waiting for the clients to back out to, follow me to the next house around the corner. And so I'm waiting for them. I see them like back up and then stop.
Oh.
And then jump out of the car and start going like this. And I'm like, so I rolled on my window and I'm like, hey, are you guys okay? And
You guys just decided to start dancing?
Yeah.
What's going
I
on?
was like,
she
yeah.
screams,
Breakdancing.
check your pants.
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
God,
Check your pants.
what
Whoa.
the heck? I jump out the car and I look. I am covered
No.
in fleas.
no.
I'm not talking like 5 or 6 fleas. I'm
Oh,
talking like
Were you
absolutely
laying on
covered.
the floor?
No, we were in the house for maybe 10 minutes, covered in fleas.
Oh, that's horrible.
And then I thought, crap, I'm in my mom's new car, and I got infested with fleas.
I know. That's
Oh, at least it's better than leeches.
Yeah, or something. I
Oh.
don't know. So I was freaking out. So obviously, we're trying to get the fleas off of us.
Yes.
Do the best I can. And
Oh,
then
that's
no one was
horrible.
answering the phone. I called you guys. I called Seth and Emily and all the other agents. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I feel like as I'm driving to the next house, I still see fleas jumping
Oh,
around
my
everywhere.
goodness.
But pro tip, if you get fleas or bed bugs or whatever in your car,
What do you do?
it's hot enough in Texas. Just park it in the sun and they'll die. Your car
Oh,
temperature
okay.
will get hot
Just,
enough.
like, heat it
so I
up.
figured that out. So I, calmed
You're
down.
never using my car.
Oh, my
I know, but it's just
goodness.
crazy. We were in the house for maybe 10 minutes and no one lived there.
Oh, it was
So I
totally
think
vacant.
It was vacant. I think they were just
Yes.
living in the carpet and the AC's on.
Did they fire you? Did your clients fire you?
No, they actually bought the house we saw next, and it was great, and they loved it.
Not the flea house.
Not the flea house.
Crazy realtor.
But I called that realtor that night, and I'm like, hey, I just need you guys to know, like, we were in that house for maybe 10 minutes and came out covered with fleas. And that listing agent's like, again, he's like, we just had that house treated. And I was like,
Oh, no.
you just had that house treated?
Poor thing.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's the listing from hell.
That's horrible.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's like,
I just can't
And
imagine.
I think you ended up showing it
I
a couple
did.
weeks later. I told everyone this is the address
Well,
of the
and
flea
I
house.
walked into the house a couple weeks after that because the house was still available, probably because of the fleas. And I walked in with the different clients. And then as I'm walking around, I get this eerie sense. I think this is the house that Megan showed that had the fleas. And then I thought, and then I started getting really paranoid. And thankfully, no fleas were on us, but I kept looking down,
Yeah.
taking any money.
I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all. I hear a story like this, and my first thought was, I can get that house cheap.
Totally.
Probably. And somebody probably
I'm looking to
did.
make some
Oh,
money.
I'm sure.
Yeah, well, if every buyer walking in there is getting attacked
Nobody
by
wants to
fleas,
deal with
no
fleas.
one's going to
I'll
deal with
take care of the
that.
fleas.
It was
100%.
Yeah, totally. But it
Turn the
was-
heat up. It's what I heard you say.
Yeah, there's
Cook 'em.
probably a way to
Yes, I
get
don't know
rid
if
of
you,
it.
Yeah, I don't know if you could get the house that hot, but
Yeah, I just remember I had a listing one time. It was tenants. It was a duplex, and so one side was vacant, one side was occupied. It was a husband and wife and kiddos, and went in, did the whole listing, presentation, and the tenants were aware that we're going to be showing it occupied, and looked at the backyard, looked around the house, and I've been to their house multiple times.
Yeah.
Kind of telling them the whole listing process. And everything was great and chill and wonderful. So one day I had an agent, a random text message from this agent that showed that listing. And she said, Danielle, there's a goat in the backyard. And I'm
This is in the middle of the city too. This is not.
Yeah, this
You're
is
not on
not
a
country.
farm, you're not showing ranch.
It's a
It's a
duplex with
neighborhood.
a tiny little yard. I mean,
They
tiny
had a
little.
goat at their duplex.
Yes. And the
Nice.
landlord who I was representing and selling the duplex had no idea. He was in California, had no idea. And I was like, I don't think, are you sure that's my listing? She goes, yes. I thought, where in the world did they hide this goat?
Yeah,
Whole
From the
time?
landlord. The landlord comes in.
Well,
What do you
for
do with the
me-
goat? You put it in the bathroom?
No,
don't
for
know.
me the whole time. Like I was in their house multiple times in the backyard and I never saw this goat.
Oh, that's
Sure
an
enough,
epic misfire.
I think every time that I appeared and showed up there, they hid
just
the
did
goat.
it, yeah.
They took the goat somewhere. I don't know where the goat was. And I just thought, oh my gosh. And I just told her, I said, you know what? That goat will be removed, I'm sure, at some point in
Yeah.
time. Like the tenants are leaving. So please buy that. And they ended up making an
Yeah,
offer.
then they sent you a picture and stuff of the goat too. Like here's
Totally. Like,
proof.
are you sure? Like this was a little bit
This
of a
is
shock.
in the backyard right now.
This is sitting there,
Yeah.
bleeding at her.
No, yeah. This
How'd it go again?
crazy.
This how you not be a stick in the mud.
That's
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. You've got a good story about showing clients houses.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we've seen some stuff, man, but
This-
one in particular.
So here we we we're we were probably mid career, maybe half experience. We had over 5 years of experience, but
Yeah.
we've got these physicians, both husband and wife physicians, and we're excited. We're professional. We know what we're doing. We're happy. So I make my phone call. I call the lady up and says, hey, Lawrence Babin, Killer Williams. We're going to come over and show your house. She says, okay, yeah, give me, 45 minutes or so. No problem. So we give her 45 minutes. We show up the house. And, so we're walking, Danielle and I and the wife are walking around. And all of a sudden, the husband comes running down the hallway going, shh, 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 get out, get out, get out. And I'm like, what in the world? Is somebody trying to kill us? Like, he runs out of the house and then he's standing outside going, come on.
And we're like totally lost.
What's happening?
We go outside and he's sitting there going, there's somebody in the house sleeping in that room. And
The
I opened
master.
the door
In
in
the
the
bedroom.
master.
Oh my
And
gosh.
immediately I was like, no way.
Sure enough.
You walked in there?
I did. You know
went
I
back
did.
in
I
there?
went right
Yeah,
back in
surely
there.
not.
And I thought, open the door real quiet and looking at, oh my God, this person was totally sleeping.
Yeah, the owner just fell asleep. I guess she said it was okay to come over and just went right back to
to
We
sleep.
were horrified. I don't know what in the world that was about, but
Yeah.
it was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we kind of stuck
But
around
to
and turned off
see
all the
him
lights.
so
Freak
animated,
out.
this guy is very professional, and but all of a sudden he's coming animated down the hallway. Get out!
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
So
so
startling.
because of this story, we train our agents now, and if you've ever looked at houses with me, I do it. Knock on the door, get the key out the lockbox, open the door, and
And
yell
yell.
very loudly, "Realtor!" Really loud.
As loud as you can. So it's just almost like you see a sign somewhere, something happened. If you watch our behavior, there's a reason
There's
behind
a
it.
reason.
behind it.
One
yeah.
of your clients made fun of me for that. 'Cause I
Yeah,
was like,
I showed her
she still
houses.
calls me Texas Ranger.
Yeah, she goes, I feel, because she was from California, and she's like, I feel like you guys need to kick down the door and go, Texas Rangers. And so you kept doing that. And every time I showed her houses after that, we both would yell, Texas Rangers, really loud in the
And
house.
I laughed. I told her that story. I said, yeah, you fool around walking in somebody's house and they either, God knows what,
Oh.
In
you
the
need to let people know
shower,
you're in there.
Or changing, or asleep,
Yeah.
or who knows.
Or have, I don't know how many times I've showed a house and animals greet you that were unexpected.
Oh my gosh. Or they
Remember
get
the
out of
dog
the
ran down the
house.
road?
No, but yeah, you
Oh
and
my
How
I,
many
gosh.
dogs have we chased down the road?
well, you and I both showed a property one time, and it was a larger dog and a smaller dog, and we opened up the door, and they bolted through the two of us.
Oh my goodness.
And so
That's my
then
worst nightmare.
there we're running down the street trying to capture these two dogs that we have no idea.
Yeah,
We have
because
we don't know
nowadays
who they
people
are.
treat pets like that. This is their children. Like,
I
oh my
know.
God,
It is
I
a
just
big
let
deal.
somebody's toddler down the street,
Oh, it
and
was
there
horrible.
they go.
I
It was
know.
horrible. So we got them. They were sweet enough and kind enough to let us grab them and put them back in the house. But that was horrifying.
No, I know it happens a lot. Like I'm super paranoid about that in particular because one, it's someone's pets going down the street. Two, you're trying to show the house, now you have to chase it, and with the client, it just looks unprofessional. And what if you can't? So I'm like
Oh, yeah.
super paranoid about looking in, doors and all that kind of stuff, looking for pets because it happens a lot. I see
That kind of stuff just gives realtors a bad name.
Yeah.
Like, look Look at them. They're monkeys running around the yard
Trying to
chasing
chase
dogs.
a cat or something like that.
Did you not know? I could just hear somebody, well, didn't the realtor know there was dogs coming out?
Absolutely not.
No.
They did not tell
I
us.
didn't know.
Yeah, we have a lot of animal stories too,
do.
like with people's pets. I remember we had a client. She's super sweet, elderly lady. She's about this tall. She's probably
little.
like 4 foot tall. She's so cute. And I made an appointment to show her a house, and the realtor texted me and said, "Hey, I need to talk to you before you go see the house." Like, cool. She's probably just gonna give
That's
me
awesome.
She's gonna give me a sales pitch. Oh, make sure you point out the custom, blah blah blah, whatever. She calls me and she goes, "Hey, I need to tell you something." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "In the backyard, there is a pig, and it's got social anxiety, so do not look at it. Do not try to touch it." And
What
again,
does that mean?
it is
It
an-
has social anxiety?
I don't
it doesn't like
know.
people.
I don't know. It gets overwhelmed. Again, this is in a neighborhood, a normal neighborhood. So y'all need to check out y'all's neighbors'
I
houses.
just
if they've
learned how
got-
to make bacon.
Oh my gosh! No.
I got something for his social anxiety.
No.
So, anyways, this is in a normal neighborhood.
That's
a normal. This is not
insane.
in a rural part of town. I know for a fact this is against the HOA to have a pig in the backyard.
Yes.
So
especially
sure
a pig.
enough, I go up to the house. I'm at the front porch with my little client, and she's so sweet. And I'm like, "Okay, I need to tell you something about this house." And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "There is a pig in the backyard. It's got social anxiety, so don't look at it." And she's like, "Are you joking?" I said, "Absolutely not."
Don't look at it.
We
Don't
go
look
in
it in
there.
his eyes.
And it's not like we go in the backyard and sure enough there's a pig, and it's not those cute little teacup pigs. It is a big farm pig,
Farm
like 400 or
pig.
500 pound pig. I'm not even joking.
Nice.
And it's got a little pin and like literally 100 dog toys in
Definitely
there.
making
Oh
bacon.
my
So I
out of
definitely
a
looked at it
social
in his eyes,
anxiety
and
pig.
it didn't freak out.
That's
But-
hilarious. That is so funny.
But that's not the only time I've ever heard of someone having a pet pig. Because I was at an open house one time, and someone told me, "You see that house across the street?" And I said, "Yeah." They said they sold it a while ago, but those people they were not very neighborly and friendly.
Oh.
And they wouldn't, everybody in this cul-de-sac loves each other and talks, and they just were very to themselves and quiet. And well, we figured out why. And I said, "Well, what'd you find out?" She said they had a big pig like that, big pig, in that house as a pet inside.
Whoa.
Okay, like a farm pig inside the house. And he said when it came for sale, everybody saw the pictures. About from the ground about 3 feet up, and every room the walls
were
were
dirty.
dirty and trashed.
no.
Just rubbing itself against
What
every
is
room.
wrong with people?
I didn't know having illegal pet pigs were such a big deal in these neighborhoods.
Apparently it
and
is.
this house was in Cedar Park.
I'm
This
all
is
right with
not
having a
like-
pet pig.
Yeah.
This is my house. I'm not
Inside
putting
the
animals
house.
in my house.
So they all found out why those neighbors were so secretive, because they had this ginormous pig inside their
Wow.
house.
That's insane. That's
But
crazy.
God bless them.
Wow.
I know.
That is so funny.
Listen, pigs have a very definite personality, and they're kind of fun. If you're
They
raising
are.
them,
They're
Yeah,
pretty
they
fun.
have
cool.
they're definitely personalities. But
Yeah.
listen, man.
Yeah, they
I
belong
mean, there's just
outside.
some. We have this video too somewhere on Facebook. I videoed it. It's a hilarious thing for me. It was hilarious. So me and your mom are pre-looking at this place because we're always looking to buy something, right?
Yeah.
This place has been on the market for a while, and we show up at this place, and then we go around. I look out, and they've got this real cool garden area, and I keep looking, and I see this animal come around. Oh, what do they got in there? So we walk out, and I tell your mom, "Hey, get your Facebook out, and let's do a Facebook Live video."
Oh yeah.
And then
We did that.
we walk up, so she's following me to this thing, and it's this pig, and he comes walking up, this little white furry pig.
He looked cute.
He looked cute. And then he walked up to us, and
yeah.
he had these teeth, and his teeth curled up like that, and it was all mangled. And I was like,
Oh
my gosh.
something's not right. And then your mom was looking at it, and I go, "Hey, come here!" And she yells, "Don't touch it! What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, it looks sweet, but look at his teeth."
No,
It's got
It's like-
tusks. It's like a wild pig or
It was
something.
Yeah, and so I
weird.
ended up trying to touch it.
It didn't go good.
Couldn't resist
Yeah, I
it.
touched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I touched it.
Yeah. No.
It couldn't bite me. His teeth were crooked. I mean, it was like
I don't
mangled.
know.
Like,
That looked. He
it
could
looked like
bite
he
you.
couldn't even bite a sandwich.
No, he
Yeah.
definitely would bite
Yeah,
you.
when you think about getting into real estate, I never thought I'd have these interactions, particularly with the animals and that kind of stuff. It's like, you just think, okay, I'm just going to look in someone's house, not a big deal. But when you're in someone's house, you see all their private. I mean, it's a private area of their home.
It is.
So-
You were
God
given,
bless 'em.
yes, you're given, privy of a lot of information. So there's a lot of work that we have to do as a team.
Yeah.
Before we show, when we show houses, to think through.
It's almost like you need to put on a class. Come to this class before you start looking at houses.
Yeah.
Accessibility, thinking through animals, all those things. It's just not cut and dry. You would think it would be, but it is not.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
I remember one time that I was showing a client, it was a house that was completely vacant. There was not a piece of furniture in that house. And it was just my single gal and I, and we're walking through this house and we're just loving it. We're opening up cabinet doors in the kitchen and all the different closets. And we get to like the secondary bedroom closet door and we open it up and we both let out this most blood-curdling scream because it just terrified us. There was a full cutout of Justin Bieber. Just
Nice.
Cardboard cutout in the
Somebody
closet.
did that on purpose. I'm gonna scare
100%.
the crap out of
And
somebody.
it did. We just about lost our cookies looking at this closet with just this cutout.
It was a
with-
full-size
and it
cutout,
looked like a
cardboard
person.
cutout.
Oh, and this was funny.
We were
See, your mom's
terrified.
trying to be funny. It's like, hey, you gotta come see this house with me.
Oh,
Come see
she's
this
trying
house.
to
Oh, she's
prank
trying to
you.
get they're trying to get
I
me in the
did.
house now. Hey, go look in that closet.
Look at
Go
that
look at
closet.
it. What the?
You can't be too obvious. you gotta
was
be
trying-
sly with it.
Exactly.
Like,
But it was crazy.
It wasn't funny.
It was funny. It was hilarious.
no, I've been scared by Harry Styles like 3 times now.
way.
Because
What is
like
that?
Harry Styles, he's also another musician.
Oh.
Have you heard of One Direction? He was in that boy band.
Yeah. I know who
It's fine.
Harry
You're not a
Styles
teenage
is.
girl. You wouldn't know.
I'm glad you noticed.
So, anyways, because like it's particularly in this one house, you walk up the stairs and directly across from when you come up the stairs is the bedroom and it's open and there's a cardboard cutout of Harry Styles and no one's supposed to be there except me and my clients. So you come up
Oh,
the stairs and we all
gosh, that's
scream and jump
So terrifying.
because there's Harry
Harry
Styles in the bedroom.
or Justin Bieber.
Yeah, or Justin Bieber's inside of the bedroom.
It is actually really comical when you start looking at homes that people have abandoned, right? So we've flipped so many. I mean, I've lost count
Yeah.
about the houses that we've flipped. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
And it just the one we're doing now, we find some really, you find
Interesting
stuff.
things
You find
and-
interesting things. So me and Brian, our builder, Brian the builder, show up at this house and Brian, we're looking up so there's no one living there. The doors are kind of open and you could see
It's
somebody had
abandoned,
abandoned it,
hoardered.
right?
Totally.
But
Yeah.
it was a hoarded house, and so there's lots of things.
So there's things to rummage through.
Everywhere. There's things to rummage through. There's things to pick through. So I'm just kind of looking around, just calculating, okay, how much is this going to cost? How much is that going to cost? And Brian is just kind of, he's very mellow, very calm. He's thinking through his words before he says them, kind of like not like me.
you.
Like
Yeah.
very different. And I'm just walking through the house and all of a sudden we hear, "Ah!"
Whoa.
Like rustling.
I'm looking at him, it's like, oh, what's going on? I thought maybe there's a raccoon or something.
Yeah.
And I'm packing. I'm thinking, a raccoon, what is that? So I walk around, I run through the house, and I look around. And when I looked around the corner of the house, in the corner there was two.
Two
How
people.
would I say? Two people.
2 squatters.
Two squatters.
Two female squatters. that had
Squatting
us-
in the house.
I don't know what they were doing.
Oh.
But they were in there. They was like, and I was like, oh, hey. And in my 20 years of nursing, thought, ooh, what if they're schizophrenic and mean?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
And I
what's
was like,
going on?
Hey, we're just realtors. I'm looking through the house. It's okay. Come on, and they're just kind of walking through that, and they came out, and then and Brian walks around the corner. He sees me talking to these two ladies, and he's going,
What's going on? Where'd they come from?
what are you doing? And then he walks, they just kind of, well, we were just looking around, okay, no problem, So I'm backing away, he's backing away, and they just kind of walk through the house, and Brian's looking at me, he goes, what was that? I said, I don't know. I walked around the corner and must have scared him. So he goes, it looked like they were might have stealing things in here. I said, yeah. He goes, what would I have told my wife if the cops would have showed up? You and I in here with two
Seriously.
crackheads.
Like literally.
I thought, well, Brian, I'm sure my wife would have had mercy on me. I don't know
Yeah.
about your wife, but I'm not locked in a crack house with two ladies.
Yeah, no.
right.
He goes, well, it would have looked bad. If the
Yeah.
cops would have
If the
showed
cops
up,
would have showed up, yes.
that would have
Oh
looked
my
horrible.
goodness.
Yeah,
But
no,
you
I
had
would've-
no idea. You had no,
No, you
idea.
don't know.
No, but I can promise you, I'm looking now.
Yeah.
It's like,
Look in the
realtor.
closets.
Here's a classic Babin thing. What did you learn?
What did you
I
learn?
learned open the doors and look.
I mean, you can't really control that. There's squatters in that house. I mean,
You know what I didn't do? Realtor.
Yeah. Didn't yell.
That's so funny.
See? What did you
What
learn?
did you learn?
What did you
I
learn?
was out showing a property the other day to some clients, and we walked into the house, and we kept hearing birds. And just one bird in particular chirping. And I thought, well, is that the alarm at first? And so we're walking around the house. And then my client, the husband, said, Danielle, it sounds like he's right in here. And I'm like, I know it does. And so we're walking through the house, but we can't see anything as far as accessibility, but we keep hearing this incessant chirping. Finally, we kind of narrowed it down to this cabinet. And what had happened was a bird had flown through the vent for the exhaust for the microwave, made its way all the way down and got captured into the metal section piece right above where it comes into meets the microwave, and it's totally captured in there, taped up, totally boxed in, and it is incessantly chirping.
Oh my
I mean, I
gosh.
felt so bad, and he's like, "Oh my gosh!" And there was no way that we could start ripping this apart to get this bird out.
Yeah.
So I text the agent. I said, "Hey, I just want you to know there's a live bird stuck in the venting above the microwave," and he's like, big emoji with, hand on the face.
Yeah.
He's like, are you serious? I said, yes, it happened. And so he was just like, I am so sorry. I'm going to get somebody out there like ASAP to get this bird out. But I don't know how many times we've had things in dryer vents and actually the dryer machine themselves.
Yes.
I mean, we've had animals. Remember that one time we had a raccoon? One of our clients had oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, that was horrible.
A raccoon.
The raccoons are. We deal with those. They're classic. But we're showing
pets,
$1 million house in 2013, right? And so this was on the lake. It's a beautiful house, and this poor old guy who was living there.
Yeah.
And he could smell it.
He could not.
He could not smell
But
it.
you could.
Oh,
it was
they were
bad.
having a party.
It was like a whole family of raccoons.
But like
Raccoons.
walking through the house, you could smell it from the attic.
They
No.
were in the attic,
yeah.
and
Got
they had torn through the AC ducts. So what
You could
happens
smell
is
it through the venting.
every time the
Oh
air
my God.
conditioning would kick on, it would just blow all this raccoon.
They were having a party.
Excrement.
They were
Oh my
having
gosh.
babies up there. No, I was thinking about the raccoon story of we have a client bought a house and we were in the garage and we saw the stain in the garage ceiling. And we could tell it looked like it was water or something. We didn't know what it was. Well, when we did the inspections, the inspector found what was the remains of a dead raccoon above there.
Oh,
And
so
so
it's melting.
it started to
in
melt
there.
through the
It
sheetrock.
melted through the sheetrock and all
Oh
of the.
my gosh! So talk about. So we had to negotiate that whole repair, to get that sheetrock cut
Yeah,
out.
I hope-
mean,
I
it
hope
was
they paid that guy extra to fix that.
It was not pretty, but the sellers did it. They had to.
But you know what, Rick? What our favorite client Rick would say? Oh, you smell that? Smells like money. He's looking for a profit.
Profit, yeah.
Nobody's
That's right.
buying this house.
No, it's frequent that houses smell weird. Like, please, if you're going to list your house, don't use those Febreze plugins.
Oh, please.
I now, just because I've been in so many people's houses, it makes me want to throw up every time I smell it
Hey,
because
the
I've heard it a million
Febreze
times.
plug-in does not.
It does not hide
nasty.
it.
Oh,
It does
it does
not
not.
hide the pet smell. It just makes it worse.
well, but when
It's
you
a fruity pet smell.
that's
it's-
true. I guess.
I guess it's flower cat pee. That's the scent. It's so bad. And everybody can smell it. And especially if you put a lot, when I open that door and that's what I get, that whiff of strong Febreze or Airwick or whatever the plug-in is, I go,
You know some animals living in there.
yep, we got to redo the AC ducting or rip out the carpet or something.
Hey, listen, I got an idea.
Right.
Why don't we make houses for animals outside our house?
Is that what you would do?
I think I'm gonna start a business. Like, here is your animal's house.
That's hilarious.
Put an air conditioner in it and everything.
Yeah, that's so
for real,
great.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Or
It
at
is-
least just don't let them pee all over the carpet.
That's
That would work.
Well, I think one time we had a client, going back to the pet story, we kept finding moisture readings on baseboards in random corners. And we just couldn't figure out why there's like no leaking from plumbing. There was no
there.
plumbing near there.
Yeah.
And we could not figure out. And so when we asked, the seller goes, oh, that's my favorite spot, my dog's favorite spot to pee. Like you have like 3 different spots.
Oh,
that-
in the house.
She just let it do it.
Yes, like on the baseboards. And so then there was huge,
Maybe it had
elevated
social anxiety.
moisture
Don't look it in the eyes.
Don't look it in the eyes. It's going to pee on your leg.
Yeah.
Like the seller's like,
Speaking
yeah,
of
that's just
peeing
where
on
they
legs.
pee. That's where they pee. It's just on the
Yeah.
baseboard right there. They're just marking their territory. That's just a
goodness.
section. I'm like, are you serious?
At least get that under control or fixed before you list your house or
So
something.
Move
the
it.
good news for all of my animal lovers and loving their animals in your house, all of it's fixable.
It
It is
is.
fixable.
But if people smell pet in your house, they tend to want to lowball you. I'm just saying.
yeah.
It does
100%.
affect the value for
yeah,
sure.
because you don't know. It's same thing even like with cigarette smoke and all those different smells that, you don't know where is it trapped in, how much is it just repainting and removing carpet? Is it, no, I got to like remove the carpet padding, everything and scrub the cement.
Yeah,
like
sometimes.
foundation,
Yeah, so when we
AC
buy those
ducts.
houses, I rip out the AC ducts and put brand new ones in there.
Yeah, you
because
just don't know.
And even changing out, like we have some clients now that are purchasing a house, and there was some rodent activity in the attic. They're just like removing all the insulation
Yep.
and putting new in.
'Cause
Well,
all
yeah,
that stuff
that's-
absorbs
yeah, the
and
rats are gonna urinate and defecate in there, and you can't get that out.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of work for sure. And so that's, having us as a team to kind of think through some of those scenarios
Yeah.
and
We've
plan.
cleaned up some
We
nasty.
have.
I ain't gonna lie. That was
And it's crazy because I show houses because like we grew up flipping homes. Every house we lived in was an absolute mess, and
We got one
lived in
right
it.
now.
Yeah, and we would live in it with all of us kids and fix it up over time. So I'm used to like I can clearly walk in a house and see, oh, just knock this out, move this here, punch this wall here. This is gonna be beautiful. Walking in with some clients, they just cannot see it, and I'm just like, oh, we can do this. This is super great. Don't you think this is great? And they're like, absolutely not.
They cannot
Like,
visualize it.
how could you ever even think that we could live here?
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, we could do it.
We can do it.
So just last week we walked in a house with some clients, and all of us it was like 3 Babins on site.
Oh, yeah.
With these clients, and walking in, and we were all like, yeah,
This is
awesome.
easy.
We walk into the house, and I'm looking. Oh yeah, look at it, and then the client, the wife goes, y'all don't smell that? And we were all just like,
Well, obviously, yeah, but
oh, that's nothing. We'll
Just
clean that
easy.
up. And it was like, she goes, that's disgusting. I can't put my babies in here. I said, oh, honey, we're not going to put your baby. We're going to clean it. We're
Yes,
gonna fix
yes.
it. But no. Just like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it.
yeah. You have to trust us just because we've done it so much, and I get people don't have that experience. And
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah,
on
yeah.
TV, it looks great, and you just
I
like 2
know.
seconds, and it's
Yeah,
done.
30 seconds of Chip and Joanne. The house is amazing.
Yeah,
Right?
We've been through it enough to know, like, yeah, this is doable.
I've watched
this
enough
is
of their
not-
videos. I bet you they tired.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work.
100%. It is a lot of work, but
It's
you know,
worth it,
is
especially if you
totally
get a
worth
good
it.
deal.
I don't know about all that.
And I personally-
Sometimes it's not worth it.
Sometimes it's not, and that's
yeah.
why like we can help you evaluate: is it worth it or is it?
Is
not?
it worth it?
And-
Yeah, we've got a great one right now where I can just say this. When our young 20-year-old boys found the things that were in this house from that single old lady that's been there for a
Oh
long
my
time,
gosh!
my phone started blowing up with pictures of things, and I kept yelling, burn that, burn that.
burn
Hey,
it."
throw that in the fire. Stop sending. Don't you dare send those pictures to anybody else. Burn it.
Yeah,
And
no, it's
they were
sad.
horrified.
Yeah, we've been in those situations of just a lot. Yeah, I think the last story I had to kind of share was we have a lot of animal stories. I guess
We
It's
do.
just, like,
This feels like
people have
animal
I got a
crazy
people
heads.
story. I got a people
you
story.
Okay, tell your people story first.
I got a people
then.
story. So I'm showing this lady this house, and this we met her in a restaurant or something, and I didn't know her at all. You know, just sweet little old lady, had a little bit of money. She just wanted to buy her. You know, so we got to know her a little bit, wanted to buy her house. We finally find this house, and this young man that owns the house, for some reason, I don't know why, my client decided she was going to go meet the owner of the house, and the other realtor was very professional, and I knew her, and we were like,
and usually the buyer and the seller don't meet.
They don't usually
It's
talk.
just-
It's a recipe for disaster, and
Right.
I'll tell you why.
yes.
The lady decides, so somehow she drives up, sees the guy in the yard, and they strike up a relationship, right?
the buyer and the seller.
The buyer and the seller.
Yeah.
The seller's probably in her 70s. Maybe she's probably 65, maybe. The seller's probably early 30s, right?
Yeah.
Young guy. Anyway, before I know it, she's giving him money.
So the buyer's giving the seller money.
The buyer's giving the seller money
Oh my
because
goodness.
she's already buying his house, and he needed the money because he couldn't afford something. And I'm saying to her, hey,
You don't know this guy.
This is not normal. Like, hey, wait a minute. Like, this is not normal. Like, we
Yes.
don't do this. Oh yeah, but I'm a mom, and he had a hard time, and I'm thinking he had a sad story, played you like a fiddle.
Yep.
But okay, I can't
You're
do
an
anything.
adult, you're both
an adult,
adults.
right? Long story short, all of that stuff kind of goes down like a rat sandwich,
Yeah.
right? She's done giving this guy money. She's trying to collect it. We're trying to close on this house. And I'm thinking to myself, I thought I knew what I was doing. How in the world did I end up in this situation?
There's no real estate class on how
Nobody's
to deal
gonna
with
teach
people.
you about this,
No.
how to unravel this rat nest.
Yeah.
So we get it closed, and I don't know how we did it, and she was gonna do whatever. The next thing I know, I get a phone call from her in the middle of the night, or maybe it was the next day. She goes, "You gotta help me. You gotta help me." And I was like, what's going
happening?
on? What's
Yeah.
happening? What's happening? She goes, "Well," she calls him by name, the previous owner. "Well, I guess he must have been in jail and he doesn't have anywhere to go. And he's been sleeping in the attic for the last 3 nights. He's sleeping in the house." And she's panicking. And I'm thinking,
Oh my gosh.
call the cops. I'm a
don't
realtor. Call the cops. Let's get the cops over there. So we call the cops and get them over there. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what did I learn?
Yes.
I don't even know. It's
What
not
do you
even
do?
what did I learn worthy. I still don't know what I learned. I couldn't have
Oh,
stopped
my
that lady.
goodness.
Here's what I learned. Like, don't let the buyer and the seller meet.
Yeah. I mean, they met without us being there, so
Yeah, we
you can't
had no
control
idea.
that
And
to some extent.
Don't
but
do crack.
it's
That's
from the
it.
water boy.
It's a disaster.
So he was actually like living in the attic. He had sold the property to her. She now
And she
was
didn't
the
move in
owner.
right away, I don't
She
think
wasn't,
either.
but she
Okay.
had spent the night there a couple times, and so she was randomly
So she
tearing
heard,
the house
she
apart.
heard noises, and then they figured out he was living in that.
Yeah, look, here's the deal.
Check your attics.
I
your
am
attics.
a realtor, not the cops.
Exactly.
We helped you buy the house legally and professionally.
And this-
Anything outside of that, we have no.
And this is why
Control.
buyer walkthroughs are very important, because
Yes.
I don't know how many times we've gone through buyers walkthroughs and the buyer's like, I don't need to walk through the house that I'm buying right before closing.
Yep.
It is a
You
really
may have
big
somebody
deal.
living in the
Somebody
attic.
maybe in the attic. Some
Yeah.
may be squatting in the house.
Yeah, and
Or
you just-
we've done this. We've multiple times we've had this happen. People, you walk in and the house is flooded.
flooded. Yes.
Like actually water, like ruining beautiful wood floors.
This happened to me twice because either
Twice. Oh.
the washing machine, it happened to us personally when we sold our house. Something
Totally.
with the washing machine connection valve,
Just
was
burst.
opened and it just was flooding water. Or when you remove your fridge, it messes up the water line in the wall. I mean, it happens a lot.
Shut off
We
the
have seen it.
water.
Like, we bought
Shut
a
off the
house.
water.
This just happened to us. We bought a house. We helped the people get out. 4 weeks later, a neighbor calls me and goes, "Hey, those people are living in that house. Where are you?" Go back. The people we bought the house from, they had done moved back in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, like if it's your personal house that you're moving into, obviously you're moving in, no one's going to come and squat. But when it's an investment like that and no one's there all the time,
It's a
Well,
rekey
it's a
the
big deal.
house,
Rekey
turn
the
off
house,
the water,
turn off
do
it.
buyers
Yeah.
walkthroughs, all
Don't worry,
those
we got a
things.
checklist.
We got a checklist. We've learned.
This is what we learned.
We know what to do. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, but there is no class I teach in real estate school on how to just deal with people in general
No.
at all. They teach
There's-
you like
But I think what we need to do is we need to go interview our favorite realtors and go, give me your 3 craziest stories.
oh
in
yeah,
real estate."
you know they have them.
It would be a great book. I personally would buy a book written by realtors with all their funny stories. I
yeah.
really would.
I want to
It
watch a
would be
video.
really
I don't
fun.
want to read a book.
Oh my goodness. I also have to say there's some funny things about just sending text messages and
Oh my gosh.
receiving text
Lord.
messages.
Autocorrect.
I don't know what I sent a text message the other day. Thankfully it was it autocorrected to a yippee-yi-yay type situation, and I was not trying to say yippee-yi-yay, and it was hilarious and it was great and good, but it's like, man, you get into the fast texting mode and you don't check what you're sending, it autocorrects and can go really south. Really fast.
Yeah, no, there's a secret realtor Facebook page if you didn't know. You have to be a realtor to get on it. You're on it. I added you. Don't worry. You're on it. You're in the club.
Yeah, he doesn't know this.
It's a
but
secret realtor
I enjoy
area
looking at it.
Facebook page. You have to be a realtor to get on it. Someone posted one day, "Hey, I auto-corrected this text message to this. I forget what it was.
It was horrible.
And it was probably like 400 comments of everyone just sharing theirs. And it was
yes.
hilarious
It
and
was
also
hilarious.
horrific for the person who sent the text to the clients. Just auto-correcting to all
Random
sorts of stuff.
things.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, maybe one
Nice.
day we'll pull
One
that
day
up.
we'll do some autocorrect.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
maybe we'll pull that up and go through the thread because it was quite funny. But yeah, I'll finish up with my last little story. It's really short. Has to do with animals again.
Of course.
But I was in an open house a long time ago, and the sellers had a talking parrot.
Oh.
And so I'm at the open house, and the parrot.
You have my attention.
The parrot obviously could talk and say, like, words, but he also learned how to make the noises for, like, your notifications on your phone, like your text notifications. And it was exact. Like, they're
crazy.
crazy talented, these birds.
Wow.
So every time someone would walk in, and the bird would go like, bloop, bloop, and they'd pull out their phones every single time. I'm like, y'all, I'm so sorry, it's the parrot. And then,
no way.
Yes, every time, all the different little notification sounds he knew. And so the bird, the whole 2 hours I was there,
He was
bloop,
just
bloop,
pushing people's buttons.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then it's a big house. So usually at an open house, I usually, walk around, look at the house, kind of keep moving. I don't want to just sit there the whole time. So I'd be moving, I'd be in the room and I'd hear, hello. And I'm like, hi, come on in. And I realize it's the parrot. The entire 2 hours. He just go, what's up? And I'm like, hi.
I want a parrot. That
Totally
sounds fun.
messing with you.
It is fun.
That
I
is-
guess, unless, they could be kind of annoying. I've heard, they learn certain words, like cuss words, and they start cussing you out, and then they just get in a pattern and say
They
the same
don't learn
thing.
cuss words. The people in the house are using them.
I guess, yeah.
they do learn it.
They do.
They do learn it.
You train.
But, yeah. Yeah, talking parrot might be fun, but that was fun. That was quite entertaining. It was a little bit annoying because I kept thinking people were in the house, and
Oh, that's
They
funny.
weren't,
That is
but-
so good. I love it.
yeah. Anyways, so I think that's pretty much all our story. I mean, I'm sure we got more.
We
Look
have
at all our
more.
stories, but
No,
it's
we're definitely
good.
probably
There's
going to do
definitely some that we could think of more.
a
in
part
the
2.
future.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're still ongoing every day. We have
Every
something
week.
else of, I know like at other team meetings, our whole team's there in the room every Monday, and
We share
they're
stories
coming. Yeah,
from the weekend showing activity.
100%. Yeah. Hey everybody, it's Megan. Thank you so much for checking out our podcast with the Babins. If you've got an idea or a topic you'd like for us to discuss, leave it in the comments. We'd love to see those. And as always, if you or someone you know has a real estate need, give us a call.